In early 2026, NASA made headlines around the world. The agency announced it will spend nearly $600 million on 4 new missions to the moon. This is part of a larger plan to return humans to the lunar surface. But first, robots will pave the way. The money will go to 4 private American companies, each selected to deliver science and technology to the moon by 2028. This approach is different from historic moon missions. Instead of NASA building everything itself, the agency is hiring private companies to make deliveries. Think of it like Amazon Prime, but for the moon. NASA's goal is simple: speed up lunar exploration, lower costs, and inspire new discoveries. The announcement is part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services, or CLPS program. With these new contracts, NASA hopes to open a new chapter in lunar science. The moon is becoming a busy place, and this funding makes sure America stays at the front of the lunar race. With billions of dollars invested in lunar exploration, these new missions represent not just money, but hope, ambition, and the promise of new frontiers for humanity. The Commercial Lunar Payload Services program, known as CLPS, is NASA's way of getting things to the moon quickly and efficiently. In the past, NASA built its own rockets and landers for every mission, but building everything in-house is expensive and slow. The CLPS program changes the game. Under CLPS, NASA hires private companies to send small landers and rovers to the lunar surface. These companies compete for contracts, which keeps innovation high and costs lower. NASA tells the companies what needs to go to the moon: science instruments, technology experiments, or even supplies for future astronauts. CLPS landers are not just carrying NASA's gear. They can also deliver experiments from universities, other countries, and private groups. This open model helps everyone get involved in lunar science. With more missions happening more often, NASA can test new technologies and gather more data. CLPS is about teamwork. It brings together government, industry, and science to make the most of every mission. This fast, flexible approach is changing how we explore the solar system. The moon has been humanity's destination since the Apollo era. But why go back now? There are many reasons. First, the moon is a gateway to the rest of the solar system. Learning how to live and work there will help us reach Mars and beyond. Second, the moon is full of secrets. There is water ice at the lunar poles. This ice could be used for drinking water, rocket fuel, and oxygen. Scientists also want to study the moon's geology, its mysteries hidden in ancient rocks, and its record of the early solar system. A new lunar race is underway. Many countries and private companies want to explore the moon. China, India, Russia, and the European Space Agency are all planning missions. America wants to lead, not just visit. Going back to the moon is about more than science. It's about inspiring the next generation, building new industries, and proving what humans can accomplish when we reach for the stars. NASA's new $600 million investment is spread across 4 companies. Each has a unique plan to deliver payloads to the moon by 2028. The winners are Astrobotic, Firefly Aerospace, Intuitive Machines, and Draper. These companies come from different parts of the United States, showing the national scale of this effort. Astrobotic, based in Pittsburgh, is known for its innovative Peregrine and Griffin landers. Firefly Aerospace from Texas brings experience in rockets and spacecraft. Intuitive Machines, also from Texas, gained fame for its Nova-C lander. Finally, Draper, from Massachusetts, has deep roots in navigation and guidance systems. Each company will develop a robotic lander for the CLPS program. They will take NASA's instruments, experiments, and new technology to the moon's surface. Their missions are not just about landing. They will operate for days or even weeks on the lunar surface, exploring new regions. This is not just a business deal, it's a partnership meant to speed up innovation, encourage new ideas, and get Americans back to the moon. This time, to stay. Astrobotic will lead one of the 4 missions, taking a lander packed with science to the lunar surface. Their lander will target a region near the moon's south pole, which is, an area of high interest because of its water ice. Water is honestly one of the most valuable resources in space. The Astrobotic lander will carry instruments to study the lunar soil, or regolith. One experiment will look for water molecules hidden in the dust. Another will test new ways to generate power in the harsh lunar environment. These tests are crucial for future lunar bases. The mission will also deliver technology experiments for safe landings. The lander will use new cameras and sensors to avoid rocks and craters. If successful, these systems will help future astronauts land safely on the moon. Astrobotics mission is a big step. It will gather new data, test new tools, and make the moon a little less mysterious for the humans who will follow. Firefly Aerospace has its own vision for lunar exploration. Their lander will head to a different region of the moon, chosen for its unique geology. Firefly's mission will focus on science, technology, and testing new ways to communicate with Earth. One major goal is to study how dust moves when a lander touches down. Lunar dust is sharp and sticky, and it can damage equipment. Firefly's lander will carry sensors to measure dust plumes during landing. This data will help engineers design safer landers for the future. The mission will also test new communication systems. The moon is far from Earth, and reliable contact is a challenge. Firefly's technology could one day support lunar bases or even Mars missions. Firefly's adventure is as much about learning as it is about landing. Every bit of data will help NASA build the tools needed for humans to thrive on the moon. Intuitive Machines, with its Nova-C lander, will bring a suite of experiments to another part of the moon. Their mission will focus on mapping resources like water and testing mobility systems. One rover will search for ice in the lunar soil, while another will test how wheels work on the moon's surface. Nova-C will also examine radiation levels on the moon. This is important for future astronauts, who will need protection from cosmic rays. Intuitive Machines lander will gather critical data for safer human missions. Draper's mission will highlight navigation and precision landing. Draper's expertise comes from its work on the Apollo program. Now it will use modern technology to help landers find their way to exact spots on the moon. Accurate landings are essential for building lunar bases and exploring dangerous terrain. These two missions will show what's possible when old experience meets new technology. Together, they will expand our map of the moon and our understanding of its challenges. All four of these CLPS missions are about more than robots. They are critical steps for NASA's Artemis program, which aims to land humans on the moon and eventually send people to Mars. The Artemis program will build a sustainable presence on the moon, and these robotic missions will clear the way. The data from these landers will tell NASA where to find water, which regions are safest for landing, and what tools work best in lunar conditions. They will test new power systems, navigation tools, and ways to communicate. Every experiment helps solve one of the many problems faced by future astronauts. The CLPS missions also make lunar exploration faster and more affordable. By working with private companies, NASA can run more missions in less time. This means more chances to learn, adapt, and prepare for bigger challenges. Without these robotic scouts, sending humans back to the moon would be slower and riskier. These missions are the bridge between today's technology and tomorrow's dreams. NASA's $600 million investment is just the beginning. The 4 new CLPS missions will open the door for even bigger adventures. With each landing, we get closer to building lunar outposts and sending astronauts to new worlds. The science from these missions will touch every part of space exploration. We will learn about the moon's past, its resources, and its dangers. We will test new machines that could one day dig for ice, build shelters, or search for life on Mars. These missions are also about inspiration. They remind us that space is not just for astronauts or scientists, it is for everyone. Every discovery belongs to humanity, and every step on the moon brings us closer together. As we look to 2028 and beyond, one thing is clear. The next chapter in lunar exploration is just beginning, and it promises to be the most exciting yet.